What's going on, y'all? This your man Pristine, back with another unboxing video. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to unbox the Asus Zenfone 4 Pro. Now listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen, because this phone is an absolute beast. And I understand that we got a lot of phones that are out right now: the iPhone X, the LG V30. Just there's a lot of stuff out right now to choose from. The market is very saturated, especially with Android devices. Well, I've got another one here from Asus. This is Asus's flagship. This was released in mid-October, so it's been out for not quite a month yet, coming up on a month. But this phone is absolutely amazing, and I learned about it, and I was like, you know what, I gotta get it. It was just delivered earlier today from Amazon, and here I am to unbox it for you guys. So again, this is the Asus Zenfone 4 Pro Edition. We've got a 5.5 inch AMOLED display, Full HD, 1080p by 1920 pixels. It's not a Quad HD, and that's totally fine. All right. We've got a Snapdragon 835 processor coupled with 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage, GPU of 540. Pixel density is 401. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and on the back. We've got dual speakers, dual stereo speakers. We've got one speaker built into the receiver. Another one is a bottom firing speaker. We've got Type-C connectivity for fast charging. Type-C 3.1, I believe, is the Type-C USB technology. We've got dual rear firing cameras. One is a 12 megapixel sensor. The other is a 16 megapixel sensor. We've got all the bells and whistles with the camera, all the functions that you can ever want and need, pro mode, everything. The camera is just ridiculous, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I'm just meaning just the overall quality, the images that it's capable of taking, and a lot of the customizable features and functions in the different modes that come in the camera. Also with the selfie camera is an 8 megapixel selfie camera, and it also comes with a wide array of modes and things that you can really utilize to really get that shot or that video image that you want. We can record in 4K. We do have optical image stabilization on board, okay? As I mentioned, if I didn't mention, we've got 6 gigs of RAM, we've got 64 gigs of onboard storage. There is an SD card slot with expandable memory up to 2 terabytes, which is solid. This is a dual nano SIM device, and so you could either put 2 nano SIMs in the SIM tray, or you can just utilize it for one SIM card and the other for the other slot for the SD card. Okay, now swinging back around to the camera real quick. So I've got my little cheat sheet right here, y'all. So I'm just reading information off of that. So we've got 2 times optical zoom, 10 times zoom in its entirety. So you really can, really hone in on shots and not lose any clarity at all whatsoever, is what I'm getting from the information that I'm reading. And I know that Asus is capable of this technology. I'm not sure if you guys have, but if you haven't, there's a video that I did on a device called the Asus Zenfone 3 Zoom. And the reason why it was called the Zoom was because it had this really enhanced zoom capability with the camera. And I displayed in the full review video that I did for that device. If you guys want to take a look at that and maybe scroll to like the midpoint of the video. I can't remember exactly how long it was, but I took some stunning photos, and a lot of the pictures that I took with that, especially I took some pictures of the Seattle skyline, and I showed some people those pictures, and they thought that those pictures were postcards, and I was like, no, this is from an actual camera that I took with this cell phone. And so, Asus, they've got some magnificent technology, especially when it comes to the cameras, and I just think that they're one of the most slept on companies that there is as far as the mobile market is concerned. But yeah, so battery, we've got a non-removable 3600 milliamp hour battery. As I mentioned, we do have Type-C connectivity with quick charge, and so it said that you can charge your phone for 5 minutes and that'll buy you 2 hours. If you charge it for 20 minutes, that'll get you midpoint if your phone is completely dead, and close to an hour you're going to be at a full charge. And so, you know, very, very fast charging technology with this device. Selfie camera is an 8 megapixel with all the features, functionality that you can think of, different modes and things that you can really customize that selfie to get it how you want and need. Video quality, we can record in 4K, as I think I mentioned. Dual speakers. We've got a 24-bit audio DAC. There is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on this device. This device does have DTS sound, and so those things come to life when you plug in the headphones that come in the box here into the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and I think you'll be surprised that there's some mind-blowing audio quality here on this particular device. Bluetooth 5.0 is on board here. And the colors that you can get this in is Moonlight White and Pure Black, which this is the pure black version. You guys already know, all black everything, no racist. You know what I'm saying? No racist, but all black everything, baby. All right, now let's quit playing, man. Let's get this joint out the box here. All right, let's do this. All right. Now you guys already know, man, I cracked this out the box. I turned it on. I've already gone through the little setup, and so we're already gonna be at the home screen. So when I crack this box open, I ain't gonna be ripping off no plastic and all this and that. I've already been there and done that. But I put everything back in the box just so that you guys can get the experience and you can see how this phone was presented. All right, very classy, very elegant. All right, if you take a look around the box, we've just got a nice black. I like the material there. You got the phones in the shape of an L, and I guess their motto is love photo, and so they really put emphasis on their cameras on their devices, which that's important nowadays. That's important nowadays. A lot of people just on the fly just like to capture life's moments, and you definitely want to have a good solid camera in order to be able to do that. And so I really commend Asus for the work that they put in with not just the camera, but just the overall experience. And the phone fell out of its little pocket, but that's okay. But when you open it, the phone's just sitting right there on the side, just like that. Okay, now here is the device. Now this is absolutely stunning. Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and on the back. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely a fingerprint magnet, but the good thing is they put a little rubber TPU case in here for us. So that's one less accessory that I'm gonna have to go and buy. And this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. When you're paying this kind of money for a device, you wanna get the essentials. What are the essentials with protecting your device, protecting your investment? A case and a screen protector. Well, Asus, kudos to you guys for being mindful enough to even just put this little rubber TPU case, which is adequate for me. You know, I rarely drop my devices, and I always like to just have something that I can put on them just so that I can get a better grip. And so this particular material, it's rubber, and I feel like I can get a much better grip on the device without it slipping out of my hands. Now this Gorilla Glass, I mean, this is beautiful, but again, when you hold it in your hand, it's kind of slick and it feels like it can slip out of your hands. So the fact that Asus was thoughtful enough to put that in the box, definitely a kudos. This is the box that the little case came in. It was just in there like so. All right, so just want to show you guys that real quick. Put that aside. Okay, beautiful presentation here. And then in this little box here, here's our earbuds for the headphones that come installed. This is our SIM ejector, and this is all of our literature that comes in. All right, now here are the headphones. that come in the box. Good look. Here's the power adapter, and man, this thing is a brick. So there's the power adapter right there. You see the little Asus branding on it right there. Okay. Here's our Type-C USB adapter port for fast charging. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So without further ado, let's get to the phone. And as I mentioned, I've already got to the home screen, so fingerprint sensor works nice and fast. Now, this is a touch capacitive button. It's not an actual button that you press. So it is a front-facing fingerprint sensor. As I mentioned earlier, we've got a 5.5-inch AMOLED Full HD 1080p panel. Okay. Go ahead and lock the device here. Here is our 8-megapixel front-facing camera. This is our LED light indicator for notifications. This is the receiver, which also doubles as a front-firing speaker. Here is the bottom-firing speaker right here. There's a little speaker grill right there. And as you can see, when I unlock the device, if I can unlock the device, we've got touch capacitive buttons that are right here. We've got back and recents, and I haven't played around enough with the phone just yet to know if those are customizable. I'm not sure if you can change the orientation on those, so I will definitely find that out, and I'll get back to you guys on that. Okay. Now, the button placement, you guys already know that I'm a huge fan of. We've got the home button and the volume rockers all on the same side. Now, strangely, there is no rigidity on the home button, but it is a smaller button. I mean, so if this phone is in your pocket and you reach in your pocket to grab it and your hands just so happen to be on the buttons, you should be able to discern between which is the power and the sleep button versus the volume rocker. The volume rocker is typically a long button, okay? Buttons are clicky, very nice tactile response. We've got, let's see here. Got a noise canceling microphone right there. And we've got an antenna line right here and right here. And is there another dot up there? So we've got two noise canceling mics here at the top. Okay, now to the left of the device here, this is where our SIM ejector tray is. So this is where we can either put 2 nano SIMs or a nano SIM and an SD card. And then on the bottom, we've got an antenna line here and here. Here's our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with our 24-bit quad DAC. We've got the Type-C USB port right here, and again to the right here, here's our speaker grill, and this is the second bottom firing speaker. There's also another little microphone right there. Now, moving around to the back of the device, God, this hardware is gorgeous. Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the back as well, Asus branding. Here is our dual camera setup, 12 megapixel, 16 megapixel. Here's our dual tone LED flash with laser auto focus. All right. Now, playing around with the software. This is Android 7.1.1 Nougat with Zen UI 4.0. And I read that one of the things that Asus wanted to clean up with Zen UI 4.0 is they wanted to really give people a closer to a stock Android experience. And I feel as though they've done that. Okay, for one, for those of you that know Asus products, when you turn them on and you get to the home screen without loading any of your applications on the device, there is just a whole plethora of applications. They really load their phones up with a lot of bloatware. Now, depending on who you ask, this could be bad or this could be good. One of the main reasons why it could be bad, all that bloatware sucks up the memory. Okay, so you're not really starting off getting as much memory as you would like to get or as the phone is boasting to have, right? Now, there's some people that like all the bloatware, and I'm a fan of Asus's Zen UI and a lot of the stuff that they're putting on their phones. Now, surprisingly, these applications here are the only apps that are on the phone. As you can see, I can't scroll left. When I scroll right, it just takes me right to Google Now. Okay. Now you do see there is a home or an app button right there. So there's an app drawer. So when I press that, I would expect there to have been just a whole slew of applications. This is the only thing that is on this device, ladies and gentlemen. Google, Asus, and then when I click on Asus, it's only the calendar or calculator, clock, contacts, file manager, mobile manager, sound recorder, themes, and weather. That is shocking because, like I said, Asus typically loads their phones up with tons of bloatware. Even in the app drawer, all we've got is Google, Asus, camera, Chrome, gallery, messages, phone, Play Store, selfie master, settings, dock, sheets, slides, and keep. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that know Asus products, you know what I'm talking about. They really flood their phones with bloatware. That's not so much the case anymore. All right. Now, when we take it to settings, we got more of a stock Android feel. Okay. Very familiar looking settings menu here. Okay. And so they've cleaned that up as well. You know, I know a lot of people that complained about how the Zen UI used to look really cartoonish and things of that nature. And, you know, I was a fan of it. I feel like people nitpick and they always find something to complain about, but to each his own. I didn't see it being a problem, you know, and it was different, and I like different. As you can see, now this phone is not bezel-less. I understand that we're living in a pretty bezel-less world right now here in 2017, but you can't expect all devices to be bezel-less displays. So we do have a pretty big forehead and a big chin, but that's okay. We've got a beautiful AMOLED 5.5-inch panel here, and if you look at the bezels on the sides, I mean, they're near bezel-less or borderless on the sides, with the exception of the forehead and the chin. So it's a very gorgeous, attractive looking device. Okay. Scroll down once, that brings you to your notifications. Typical Android 7.0 setup. Scroll down twice, this brings you to all your quick toggles, and you've got a whole plethora of toggles to choose from. I've already set them up to my liking. Okay. When you go into edit, you can access all of them, and then there's even more of them down here that you can click and drag. You know, so you can, you know, do not disturb, auto sync, screenshot, camera, one-handed operation, play to, glove mode, battery modes, optimize mobile management, nearby Google Play. I mean, and then just look at all these that you've got to choose from. Got a lot of stuff to choose from to have in your quick toggle window. As you can see, the brightness is at 55%. It maxes out at 500 nits, which is plenty bright. So viewing angles on this device aren't going to be a problem. Now, there is oleophobic coating on here, which is basically like a glare reducer. So on certain phones that don't have oleophobic coating, if you're in like a brightly lit area and there's a bunch of lights shining on your device and there's a bunch of glares, then those glares are going to obscure your vision more so than they would on a device that has oleophobic coating. Okay, oleophobic coating, it takes away a lot of that glare. So even you can see there's a little bit of a glare right there on the screen, but that's not bad compared to other devices that I've had that did not have oleophobic coating, and that glare, which is right there, it'd be shining on the screen, and I would for sure have to angle the phone a different way to keep it from shining in the camera lens. So viewing angles aren't going to be a problem on this device, and the fact that it does have oleophobic coating, that is a welcomed feature. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, Snapdragon 835 processor, 6 gigs of RAM. This phone is a beast, as you can see, seamlessly scrolling through a lot of the apps that I had opened earlier. Just take it to calendar. Okay. Play music. Android Pay. Photos. Gmail. You see it's just breezing right through these things. Okay. Play Store. Accept. Okay. File Manager. Again, these apps, I haven't even gone in them yet. So, themes. And of course, you have to give permissions for themes. Yeah. But yeah, you can get crazy with themes on the Zenfones. They really come chock full of a lot of different options for you to really customize your phone to your liking. Now, if you swipe either from the bottom or midway on the screen up, that's going to bring you to your Manage Home, which this allows you to customize your widgets, edit home screen, wallpapers, Zen UI theme, lock apps, preferences, system settings, feedback and help, and then show my Zen UI. Okay, so this is where you can customize a lot of different things on your home screen, lock screen, all that kind of thing. You can customize the way your phone scrolls, kind of like, you know, what LG does with their devices. And you can just really customize this device and really truly make it your own. And I like the fact that Asus gives their users the ability to do that. And I understand, you know, they're Android devices. And so the good thing about Android devices is you can change everything. You know, you can download custom launchers, icon packs, all that kind of thing. It's not like Apple. And this is no diss to Apple, but, you know, one of the main drawbacks from Apple is the fact that they keep you locked into the Apple's ecosystem. And you can't really change much other than wallpapers and things of that nature. As opposed to Android, you can just go in and you can customize and change everything. Well, without having to change the launcher, Asus gives you the ability to change just about everything that you want to change while you're still using the Zen UI. But the good thing is if you're not feeling the Zen UI, then you can load up another launcher on here and you can put on here whatever launcher you'd want to. So a lot of freedom to roam around and do different things, lots of different things with Android devices. And so, yeah, you know, I'm excited about this device. I'm looking forward to getting it customized, getting all my apps and everything loaded onto it, get it all set up to my liking, and really give this thing, you know, a real test. You know, I've already got my main SIM card in the device, so this is my daily driver as of now. And you guys already know the order of business. I mean, you know, give me a few days. I'm going to play around with the camera, take some still shots, take some video footage, and then I'm going to hit you guys with the camera video for you guys to check out. Let me know what you think about that, so stay tuned for that. And then after about a week and a half or 2 weeks, or maybe even longer, of just real hard, real world usage, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to hit you guys with the full pristine review on this bad boy right here. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. All right. You already know, if you like this video, click that thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to a whole plethora of videos that I've done like this one. Definitely stay tuned for much more content to come. To all of my subscribers, much love. If you've been rocking with me for a while, I love and I appreciate you guys. I love all the feedback. I love talking to you guys. It's a joy talking to people all over the world. I really enjoy it, and I learn a lot from you guys. Even the haters, all you internet trolls, people that are being negative, God bless you guys. I don't allow you guys to steal my joy or ruffle my feathers. I laugh at you guys. You guys are very insignificant in my world, and I'm not going to stoop down to your levels. Okay? So you guys can keep it moving, and that's all I'll say about that. All right? So there you have it. This was the unboxing for the Asus Zenfone 4 Pro. Now, real quick, the price point for this guy was $599. With tax, I paid $658.38 on Amazon. All right. Now, there is the regular Zenfone 4, which it's the same thing as this. It's a 5.5-inch display, beautiful hardware. It's got, rather than the 835 processor, it's got a Snapdragon 630. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. It comes with 32 gigs of onboard storage, which does have a SD card slot that can also be expanded up to 2 terabytes. Also have awesome cameras, rear-facing cameras, Dual rear facing cameras, 8 megapixel sensor on the front. This is just the Pro version of that. You can get that for $399. Okay, so look that up if you guys ever get a chance. The Asus Zenfone. But yeah, if you were interested in this device, but you weren't really interested in the price, I understand $650, you know, with the taxes and everything, that's still gonna be pretty steep to some of you guys. And so there is, you know, a less expensive version of this device, and that's just simply the Asus Zenfone 4. I would highly recommend it. I mean, I can't wait to use this. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have a really good experience with this device. I can't really see why I would not. And I've had like 3 or 4 other Asus products previously, and those were all wonderful experiences. I haven't had an experience with an Asus product that was negative. So just something to check out if you guys are in the market for a new phone. And again, this is one of the main reasons why I do this. I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna hear about this device. You know, aside from hearing it on my channel, you probably never heard of this device before. Or if you have, you know, it's not like it gets tons and tons of publicity and marketing and all that kind of thing. You know, so this is one of the main reasons why I like to get these types of devices on the channel, to bring them to your attention, just to let you guys know that it's not always about the heavy hitters, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lot of phones out there floating around right now. You know, like I said, the iPhone 10, you know, God, what else, man? The V30, you know, the Mate 10. Now that Mate 10, I'm on that Mate 10. I'm on that Mate 10 for a fact. Because that Mate 9 was just, oh man, you're talking about the complete package. My goodness. But you know, you got the Pixel 2, the Pixel 2 XL. You know, you got the Moto Z Force 2. You know, all these flagship devices. But those are the devices that you mostly hear about. You know what I'm saying? Phones like these, you don't really hear about them that often. You know, you don't hear about them that often. You know, just the push and the advertisement for those devices, they're not really all that strong here in the States. And so those are the devices that I really like to get my hands on and bring them to the channel. And, you know, just, yeah, man, bring some awareness, man. Bring some awareness. You know, it's not always about the heavy hitters and the phones that you hear about the most. There's tons of other companies that are out here making stellar devices that are just as good, if not better. Yeah. So this is the Asus Zenfone 4 Pro. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. I'm your man Pristine. You already know. Keep it safe. Definitely get spiritually fit if you haven't already. Don't take Christ for granted, y'all. Don't take your lives for granted. We are definitely living in the last days, man. Please get spiritually fit, because tomorrow is never promised. You know, and keep it safe in all that you do, and keep it pristine. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Zenfone 4 Pro. I'm your man Pristine. We out. Peace.